Yeah, I'm back. So I delivered a very beautiful baby girl who was 1.4 kgs. Remember, I'm a student and it was towards closing days, so there were exams. So, and my baby now is in newborn unit. So I thought, should I defer or rather I just continue with schooling and just try to balance. And after consulting with myself and those people who are close to me, they decided I just continue with schooling. And they believed in me and they knew that I would balance. Though having a baby while in college is not easy because the schedule is so tight. We never used to have long holidays, and therefore it wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't an easy decision, but anyway, I just decided to give it a try. So there were end of same exams, which I did and passed. I must say thank you to those people who really assisted me, my friends such as Esther, Osman, Martin, and many others. Wherever you are, may God bless you. They really helped me with revision materials. They predicted and now usaidizi zingine mingi zenye sitasema but I was assisted. So I would go to do the exam, then rush to the NBU. It wasn't easy because after every 3 hours you have to go and express for your baby, you feed her, you do everything that your baby needs, then go. So I never even used to have time to sleep. It wasn't easy at all, but I was so determined. So I did my exams, results were out, and I had passed. So mtoto wangu tukakaa na yeye for 1 month in the nursery, 1 month, and then we were discharged. She was 1.8 kgs when we were discharged, and we had stayed there for a month. Then my blood pressure wasn't really stable, but not fully stable, but it had gone down, and I was told what to do so I could manage the BPs. I was told how to take care of the baby and was discharged. I went home. As a first time mother, it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy at all. And we stayed with my baby for a while, then went back to school. During that, we stayed with her during that holiday. Then once the holiday was over, went back to school, left my baby with my mom. You see, being a preterm and leaving her without even breastfeeding her for so long wasn't so good on her, and definitely she started experiencing a lot of things with her, like a small infection such as a flu. Things like a flu would just be so bad on her. Ilikuwa inakaweza angepata ka infection and it could be too bad at some point. Kwa rahisi kwangu mi ilifika mahali I never even used to go home because I could see how my baby was. Yes, my mom was really trying. Unajua kuna wakati unajaribu lakini hakuna uwezo. That thing really affected me. She would sometimes reach a point, get boils. And let me say this. If you have a child, could be you're a student and you've just gotten a child maybe without even planning. I would really advise breastfeed your child, stay with your child, breastfeed her, or rather just defer and take time with your child if you really love that child. If you really love that baby, stay with her or him, breastfeed them. You know why? Mother's milk is very important. It really boosts the baby's immune system. This baby won't get the many infections that children tend to get whenever they have low immunities. So my baby will suffer all those kind of infections because of low immunity. And the following year on, was it on nilimpata June, she was turning 1 year because she was 11 months 11 days. She succumbed to something I thought I still think is pneumonia, though I didn't get to know what was happening. Because if I may just briefly say what happened, I was staying in Murang'a town, and that day I decided to go and see my daughter. So, and as I said earlier, I never used to frequent home because mi nilikuwa naangalia mtoto helplessly. I didn't know what to do. This baby suffering. I didn't like. Ilifika mahali we would even cross with my parents, especially my dad, because of the baby. And at some point they felt that you see, kuna wakati unaangalianga watu ni kama they sing as if ulifanya makosa, na ni ukweli sikuwa nafaa kupata mtoi before I was stable, but sasa kosa lishafanyika. So I felt need to isolate myself, and therefore I never used to frequent home. So this day I happened to go home, and there were so many events that happened on my way home from Murang'a to home. And this is what happened. Wakati nilikuwa naenda, before I went home, I just sat there and I really cried in my house. I used to feel just the urge to cry. I was feeling that I need to let something out that I really don't know what it was. Nikalia, and then prepared myself. Nikapanda gari. Nikiwa kwa gari, I was feeling as if the matatu was falling, and I was almost screaming. At some point I didn't even reach to the place I was supposed to alight the bus, the matatu. Nilitokea nyuma kidogo because I was feeling like the driver was being careless, of which that was not the situation. I think kuna mambo ilikuwa ni kama, comment and tell me, how do we call this thing like, is it premonition, or how do you call it? Like there is something that is about to happen, and then you have that feeling and you really don't know what is happening, but once the event happens, you get to know, oh, kumbe hii ndio ilikuwa inafanya ni feel venye na feel. So that was the case. So I went home, found my baby with flu-like symptoms. I may not be able to really explain what really happened, but there were some things that were happening there. We decided to take the baby to hospital. My uncle came with my auntie. We took my baby to hospital, and it was on a Saturday night. We had a very long night, and on Sunday she succumbed. On Sunday early morning at around 5, she succumbed. It wasn't really easy, and it really affected me. The events affected me in a very big way. I really didn't know how to mourn. I really didn't know. I would feel that I really let this baby down. not not breastfeeding her and therefore predisposing her to all those problems. I was feeling as if it was my failure, lakini akishamwagika yazoleki. So ah, after about 6 days on Friday, was it 5 days? On the 5th day, on Friday, tukamzika, and then shule zilikuwa zinarudi. I went back to school. It wasn't easy for me. It wasn't. It really affected me in a very big way, in a very bad way. Ilini affect sana. Losing a baby, nimestruggle na yeye nikiwa shule nini. Na ni mtoto nimeona akikua 11 months, 11 days wasn't a small period of time. But I let go. I let go. So later nikaendelea hivyo, nikaenda nikafanya mitihani, and on 2019 I did my college final, which I passed, and later did my nursing council exam, which I passed, and I'm so happy about that. And later ndio nikatafuta kazi. I didn't really struggle very much looking for for employment, and I landed a job in Career Girls where I worked for a while. Then later got a job where I'm working currently. Though before nilifanya kibarua elsewhere, I can't recall that facility, but it gave me experience. So why am I saying this? I'll summarize the whole thing and say, sometimes we pass through so many challenges, a lot of challenges. Could be in our studies, could be in our school life, not really school life, in our employment area, like in our working areas. We could be facing a lot of challenges, but you should never give up. You should never give up. If I gave up, I could be narrating this and then very sad ending that saying that I'm still struggling. No, I'm not struggling. God has given me the grace. I thank God I have another baby, even though haizi replace yule wa kwanza. Wa kwanza alikuwa anaitwa Joy Blessing. Now I have a Joy Lavender, and I'm so proud of that. I'm happy. She can never replace the other one, but at least God wiped my tears out, wiped away my tears. So if you're there and you're really struggling with something, let that struggle not be your downfall. Keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Myself, I went through a lot. You know, being a first-time mother and just losing a baby is not easy, especially when you're students. You can easily go into depression. It's okay to feel down, it's okay to fall, it's okay to, but it's not okay to give up. Let giving up be the very last option, of which I don't see it as an option. You should never give up. So, you could ask what kept me going. Anytime I felt that I had made mistakes, or rather I had failed, or rather I was going through something that I couldn't reverse, I would really work so hard on like that thing that I was doing then. If it was studies, I would work so hard ili isikuwe ati nimekuwa failure kwa mambo yote. And that is what I'm doing currently. Those people I've interacted with, those people have handled as my patients, or rather those people have handled their patients. They can really attest. I work as a very passionate nurse, and it has really given me a lot of motivation. Anytime I come out of my department, out of my working area, I always feel I've achieved something. At least I've touched someone's life, I've impacted someone's life. And I really thank God for that. So I'd really, there are three things I'd really love to urge you guys. Number one, if you have a girl who has gotten a baby while in school, or rather you've gotten a baby and you're working, do you know you can get another job? But if that child succumbs to low immunity, to an infection just because you didn't breastfeed her and therefore she got a low immunity, you can never bring that baby back. So take your time, breastfeed your baby. That's number one lesson I'd like you to learn. Number two, you should never give up just because one thing didn't work. You just usikae hapo and you just put yourself and all that. You just need, there is life ahead. And just like me, you should never give up. Just keep pushing, just keep pushing. And lastly, even if you feel down, it's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel as if you're a failure. It's okay. It happens. In some things, you can just control them. You just find yourself feeling that. What is not okay is giving up. You should never give up. You should never just sit there and pity yourself. You should never sit there and tell yourself, I can't do anything about the situation. Believe you me, there is always a solution for each and everything. Myself, my life hasn't been easy, but I've decided to put my life as an open book so that people can learn from it. It may not be perfect. I may not have reached where I want. I'm still struggling with some things, but at least I'm somewhere. I'm a true testimony of you should never give up. Imagine if I gave up. How could I be? Imagine if I gave up. Mimi sijui ningekuwa wapi. So thank you, and I'm still coming back. And I will narrate to you. I've decided to put my life as an open book so that people can learn from me. It is not that I'm perfect, no, but I believe haitakosa kitu mtu atasoma kutoka kwa maisha yangu. May God bless you. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. Just push me ahead. And thank you so much and be blessed. Mi nafurahia nikipata feedback on Facebook, Nurse Rosemary. If you're not good at listening, you can just go on Facebook, follow my page, read what I've written there. I have a lot of things written there. And you will get to feel encouraged. A nugget a day will keep you going. I've decided to be generous with information so that people, even if you're feeling like giving up, you find a reason to live. If Rosie is standing, hey, I don't know that reason that you can give for not standing. Be blessed.